Almost a year ago, I posted a video called Ranking Horror Protagonists by How Stupid They Are. It was poorly produced, barely researched, and mostly filled with jokes. It was also one of the first videos on this channel that ever reached 100,000 views, and it still remains among one of my highest performing videos, even though most of the comments are just people correcting me about stuff. It was a valuable introduction to being a YouTuber. One of the many things that people liked criticizing me for was the protagonist I put in first place, aka the dumbest. And I'll be honest, I stand by everything I said in that video, and you can die mad about it. But, if I'm being totally fair, despite the fact that he does put himself in a lot of dangerous situations with little to no real preparation or plan of action, calling Ethan Winters dumb is perhaps missing a crucial component to his character. Ethan Winters, if you didn't know, is the protagonist to the two most recent original entries into the Resident Evil franchise, number 7, Biohazard, and number 8, Village. He's the first real faceless protagonist of the series, which was accomplished when the games made a transition from a third-person perspective to a first-person perspective. This also happened at a point when the series was seriously scaling down, trying to return to its roots of grounded, claustrophobic, and contained, eerie horror over the bombastic and somewhat cartoonish style it had developed over the last couple entries. What this meant for the characters, at least in Biohazard, was that 1, they had to be slightly more realistic in their actions and dialogue to add to an environment that was really counting on drawing you in with realism, to at least a certain degree initially, and 2, they had to give you a clearer and more pressing motivation than simply being an action hero, because otherwise, why would Ethan, or anyone really, subject themselves to the insane circumstances that Ethan does? Well, both of these ideas tie pretty heavily into how Ethan behaves over the course of his 2 games in the series. When I called him stupid in that first video, I was calling him stupid in a vacuum, ignoring the real motivation behind his actions and just taking them at face value. Ethan didn't go to Louisiana just for fun, he went because he was looking for someone. And even though the circumstances of Mia's communication with him are shady, to say the least, he drops everything to follow her. Of course he would, that's his wife. Everything Ethan does, he does not out of stupidity, but love. And love can make you do some kinda stupid things. Depending on the time this video comes out, it likely will have been around a year since that stupid horror protagonist video was released, and to celebrate, I'd like to take a look back at the man I put at number 1. But this time, I want to give him the respect he deserves. I won't be calling him stupid, unless absolutely necessary, in this video, and instead, we'll be analyzing the competency and decision-making skills of our faceless boy through the lens of love. What this means is, I'll not be judging Ethan's actions by whether or not they actively endanger his life or the lives of those around him, unless the danger presented is actively to his wife or child. I'll not be judging Ethan by the insanity of the things he says out loud with his mouth.
It's me, it's Ethan. Daddy?
Okay, fine.
I gotta get out of here. You gotta give me your gun. A fucking pocket knife? I'm sorry, but he's dead now. Do me a favor and stay dead. Well, that's special. Just fucking stay dead, okay?
But instead, whether the intention of those words were to bring Ethan closer to his wife. Because if Ethan were making all of these choices for himself, he would be an idiot. But since he's making them for love, that idiocy translates to bravery. Sometimes. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy this romantic roller coaster as we analyze both Resident Evil 7 and 8 for what they really are. Love stories. We'll be beginning our journey in this video with Resident Evil Biohazard and finishing it in the next video where we'll talk about Village. So obviously, as we get into the plot of this first game, we have to start by talking about the woman behind it all. Mia is Ethan's wife. They've been married since before the game started, and the first thing we see from her, also the first thing we see from the game, is a video of a woman who seems happy, content, and definitely isn't hiding anything. Why would you even imply that? Of course, right after that comes a less optimistic depiction, but as far as I can tell, Ethan never sees the video Mia makes here, so we're not even going to talk about it. To help rationalize Ethan's actions in the context of how he feels about Mia, it's important to be clear about how much he actually knows versus how much is dramatic irony. So for the rest of this video, even if I, having played through the game multiple times before beginning the script for this video, know crucial information about certain characters or events for a fact, if Ethan doesn't know it, or at least doesn't know it yet, I won't acknowledge it. We have to see this through Ethan's precious, stupid little eyes. A couple years into their marriage, Mia gets a job babysitting somewhere out of state. Ethan doesn't really know anything about her job, though he's vaguely aware she's babysitting for a little girl. At some point during her time away, Mia goes missing, and dialogue implies she was assumed dead. Except, years after her disappearance, Ethan gets this vague message from her. Now, I'm not going to keep repeating my explanation for our system of analysis, but since it's our first time, let's take it slow and go through it piece by piece. Now, Ethan has not heard from his wife in years. However, this email seems to be from her, and her expectations are pretty clearly laid out. She wants to be gotten. She gives a specific location where she can be found and no other information. So let's think about this. What is Ethan's best choice of action here? Is it to contact someone more qualified to handle a missing persons case, directly disobeying the commands of his wife who told him to come get her? Or is it to hop into a car, drive all the way to Louisiana, tell maybe one friend on the ride there, and walk into a swamp with terrible vibes? You may think it's the first option, but that's why I'm the professional video guy and you're just not that. See, while it may logically track that consulting a professional with resources and connections at their disposal is in the best interest of the person they're trying to connect with, Mia didn't say anything was wrong in her email, so she's fine. If I've learned anything about women, it's that when they don't expressly tell you something is wrong, that always means nothing is wrong and you don't have to worry about it. So Ethan makes the correct decision to go exactly where Mia told him, and also decides that the appropriate time to investigate is in the late evening. On his walk to the house, which is, I might add, very clearly decrepit and locked up, Ethan encounters several items such as an abandoned van, birds, modern art, a man, dead birds, bonfire, purse, ID, Okay, so this is a good sign that Mia's here. It's not a great sign that she's alive. People don't tend to burn identification for non-being dead or at least pretending to be dead reasons, so... But here's the thing! Does Ethan know for sure that Mia's not dead? Maybe she just accidentally put her purse in a bonfire and then evaporated to who knows where. It would be insane for him to leave this place without at least making sure that Mia's not dead. Should he call a cop? Maybe, but a cop isn't going to have the same level of motivation that Ethan does, so obviously that means Ethan has to enter the guest house. There is nothing concerning about this environment. I love soup. Ethan hits what looks like a dead end before finding a tape made by a group of washed-up paranormal investigators called the Sewer Gators, and decides to watch it. In that tape, a crew enters the very same house that Ethan has, and reveals that the house has been abandoned for years and tied to a number of disappearances. After one of them goes missing, the remaining two investigate the rest of the house and realize that there's a hidden pulley in the fireplace that causes a secret door in the wall to open. The cameraman enters, finding a horrifying hidden basement, as well as his missing coworker, standing in the corner like it's the ending of the Blair Witch Project. The cameraman approaches his coworker, pulls him back, and reveals that he is dead and has been impaled through the mouth against some kind of bar or pipe. As he falls back screaming, he's approached by a large male figure, and then he screams some more and the tape ends. So, what did we learn? 1. There's a secret pulley. Nice, progression. 2. We should probably not go into that basement. So we go into that basement. If Mia's going to be hidden anywhere, it's probably down there. We have to swim through some murky water, and it's pretty gross. This will not be the grossest thing we do in the game, by far. Also, the body of one of the sewer gators is down here in the murky water. I guess he's kind of living up to his name. Proving the intuition of love, Mia is actually down here, passed out and behind bars. This was easy. There are even bolt cutters nearby. Who said this was a horror game? More like a baby game for babies. Mia seems less than pleased to see us. She doesn't seem to remember contacting us, but that's probably because of trauma or something. It definitely doesn't indicate being led into a trap. Besides, Mia's actually here and she knows a way out. Don't worry about any of the things that Mia are mumbling to herself.
We're gonna be a family now that you're here.
Or the frantic, manic energy to her actions. She's just locked in, completely adrenaline maxed. Nothing's gonna... and she's gone. We turn our back on her for like 5 seconds, and she gets dragged away screaming through a wall. Minus 10 husband points, Ethan. We lost her again. Luckily, we have a pretty good idea of where she went since, you know, big hole in the wall. As we find ourselves approaching the upstairs area, the door opens thoughtfully for us. We walk around for a while upstairs. It's raining. We find a health potion. Oh, cool. Hopefully we won't need that soon. There's a knocking from where we came from. That's weird. Did we somehow go around Mia? Why, darling. Your skin looks so lovely today. Have you been going to the gym? Every marriage has its disputes, and what is this but a simple domestic spat? Mia has a knife, but she's probably just... No, she's trying to stab you. Okay, probably just a misunderstanding. The key here is communication. I think if Ethan and Mia just sat down and... Oh my god, Mia, can you relax for a second? Okay, that's fine, sweetie. Mia takes a melatonin, and we twiddle our thumbs for a bit. But she wakes back up and... It's getting very hard to defend your actions, Schnookums. Can you chill the fuck out? Let me ask you a question. Oh, shit. Minus a billion husband points, Ethan. More for the joke than the Exoricide. Anyway, the house gets a call, and because we're a terrible guest, we pick up someone else's phone. Luckily, the person on the other end, a woman named Zoe, was actually calling for us. She says the only way out is to go to the attic. Before we leave, we go to check on Mia, I guess to pay our last respects, but... Oh, never mind, I guess you can have those billion points back, Ethan. Looks like you're not a wife murderer. That's what exoricide means, by the way, wife murder. You could have gotten that from context clues. Anyway, we start heading to the attic and... Wife jump scare! Round 3 of, like, 6. Oh, look, Mia's normal again. She's being nice to us and... Screw you, Ethan! Haha! More violence-based puns. Bet you didn't chainsaw this coming. Yeah, okay, that's enough of that. Well, looks like I'm a Skywalker now. Mia just kinda fucks off after cutting our hand off, and we decide to give her space. Boundaries, you know? Plus 5 husband points. Attic time! We find a gun up there. Cool, it'll be hard to use without a hand, but we'll make it work. How does Mia keep getting in front of us? Can she teleport? Every bullet we fire into Mia is minus 10 husband points because, you know, I shouldn't have to tell you this. Shooting your spouse is considered a bad habit in most marriages. Eventually, Mia decides she's tired and goes to bed. Cool, okay, bye!
Welcome to the family, son.
Wait, who are you? Well, that was... Hey, look, our hand's back. Nice. Free Fitbit. So, at this point, waking up at a dinner table surrounded by a very gross family, we've lost track of Mia again. Hitting her with an axe wasn't the best way to keep her from going anywhere, but hey, at least during the fight you had eyes on her. Now she's gone again. God damn it. At least now in this situation, you have the opportunity to learn what you're dealing with. The family is made of 4 people. Jack, Marguerite, Lucas, and Grandma. Grandma's not a threat though, don't worry about it. She just looks at you. The others, however, have a little more in mind. You are graciously offered a home-cooked meal, however, it's not quite to your taste, so... Luckily, everyone gets distracted by something, and we're able to get out of our chair. Hell yeah, don't be a fucking narc, Grandma. We wander around this little area for a while before Jack wisens up to our shenaniganery and does some sudden remodeling. I think it really opens up the space, Jack. The feng shui is... God, can I finish? Jack is a real silly Billy.
I'm on to you.
Eventually, he corners us in a room and takes our whole freaking leg off. But I guess he's trying to teach us a lesson because he gives us everything we need to put our leg back on. This is how surgeons do it. They pretend it's harder than it is, but every time you go under for surgery, they just right on there. Amputation, bloop. Got a little cancer, bloop. BBL, bloop. It's just all the gloop juice. It's all just gloop juice. We find the most competent cop in America and ask him for his gun. Just 2 idiots staring at each other. He doesn't give you his gun, for obvious reasons, and instead just gives you a knife. Okay, fine, I guess we'll have to get the gun another way. He tells us to meet him in the garage, and okay, great. He's right there when we get out and the garage door is open, and we can finally... Jack said ACAB, the woke mind virus has invaded my... Well, at least we got the gun. We do a real number on the garage, pulling some stunts, shooting some Jack, before finally, Jack takes control of the car and tries to introduce your head to a steel bar. You dodge it, I guess, but Jack isn't so lucky. He's fine though, apparently, and follows you out, then collapses. Now he's finally dead. Oh, no, wait, he's actually back, and he has a point to make. Wait, Jack, don't do it, you're so... Damn. Can't believe he's dead forever for real, and we'll never see him again. That's crazy. We eventually make it to the main house, and realize that the only way to make it out of the main property is to find a bunch of dog heads that will unlock a door for... some reason. In every Resident Evil game I have ever played, there must have been some madman Robert Smirk, former escape room architect, crazy person building all the environments. And I mean in-game, because otherwise, why the fuck would all these places have such complicated and arbitrary locking mechanisms and puzzle rooms and stuff? This is just a house in the middle of the Louisiana woods, so I guess they could have privately hired someone, or probably Lucas did it, but what about in something like Resident Evil 2, where it's a full police station but also has like hidden rooms and passageways and stuff? Is that necessary for a police station? I don't know if I, Connor, have ever been in a police station in real life, so maybe they're all like that. Probably not though. Anyway, it'll clearly take some tomfuckery to access all of the dog heads, and the classic Resident Evil gameplay loop begins! We gotta go to a room, find a thing, go to another room, can't get in, find a puzzle, do it, key, get in a room, new key, different place, light puzzle, bad guys. It's all very fun and standard. How did you get up the stairs, Grandma? Are you a wizard? Do you have Mia's weird teleportation powers? By the way, where the fuck is Mia? Isn't she the one this video's about? At this point, Ethan seems much more focused on getting out than actually finding Mia, which is obviously a bummer and bad husbanding, but he also does know he'll have to do some exploring to get out anyway, so maybe he's just hoping to stumble into her somewhere along the way. We do some more searching and realize that Mia made a tape for us after we lost track of her by being punched in the fucking head. She ran away into the guest house where she was followed by Marguerite and taken somewhere else. It's becoming clear that the family doesn't want Mia for any reason other than they just feel she's a part of their family, and that they have given her some kind of gift that she's taking for granted. I don't know. All I do know is that Ethan suddenly knows vaguely where Mia is again, and now our efforts aren't just about leaving the house, they're about getting to Mia and saving her, because that's the whole point of this. We find a thing in a bathtub, and then... Oh my god, Jack, hey, you look bad. Okay, so Jack is unkillable. Good to know. We'll just avoid him for now. In the basement, we learn a bit about some of the weird experiments that have clearly been going on down here, creating these strange creatures that look like venom! We shoot him, you know? That's what you should do if you have to face an army of venoms. Shooting's probably smart. Finally, we locate the last weird dog head statue thing, and Jack! Enough of this, enough. Why do you have chainsaw scissors? Why is that a thing that you just have? Let's do this. Chainsaw fight. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Jack has got some weird growths appearing on his body at this point, and that's great because you can hit them. Goodbye, Jack. Now you're finally actually dead for real for certain this time, and I can guarantee 100% that you will not randomly appear again for no reason. Bug lady time! Finally, we make it outside. It does not immediately seem like we are out of the woods yet. I'm pretty sure that mysterious phone woman Zoe is going to be in this trailer, so I should never make assumptions. Okay, so if Zoe's not here, what is? Upgrades. Cool, I was wondering why we were picking all those coins up. Zoe calls. Apparently, there's some stuff you gotta get from the old house. Now, if this were a lore video, I would go into all the MacGuffins you're chasing, and what D-Series even means, and how it relates to the larger world being introduced in this game, but that's not what Ethan is going to the house for. Ethan's going for two reasons. One, to further the plot and hopefully eventually leave this evil residence, and two, because Ethan saw Mia go there in the recent tape, and therefore, that has to be his next goal. The wife pursuit continues. The vibes in the old house are exceptionally bad. There are many bugs. I should send in a report. Throughout much of our time in this place, we're prevented from moving on by spiders and wasps and old ladies who shut the door in our face. Out! Y'all said I was a part of the family. Is this how you treat your family members? Eventually, we get a little flamethrower thing and start torching bugs. Where is my wife, insects? Where is my wife?
Where is she?
By the way, Ethan has had to do a lot of nasty shit to get to the point he's at, and I don't just mean enacting violence against mold people. We're out here reaching into drains and toilets, wading through murky water, shimmying through cramped and nasty passageways. Every time we do, I can't help but think, man, what are you doing here? This situation is crazy. Why would I put myself in such nasty places? But every time, the smiling face of Mia, accompanied by a glowing halo and a singing choir, comes to my mind, and my resolve is steeled once more. Mia gives us strength. Mia gives us power. We love Mia. Speaking of which, while we're exploring, we find a secret little hidden passageway, and oh my god, Mia! It's me, it's Ethan! Do you remember me? You cut my hand off. I miss you, baby! Lucas steals her away. Bad Lucas. Bad Lucas. I guess we know Mia isn't here anymore, but there doesn't seem to be a way to get to Lucas quite yet, so we finish exploring. Plus, Zoe told us to get something important in here, which I guess we should also look for, but it's mostly about the Mia thing. Things are all broken up in here, so we gotta take the long way around to lower a drawbridge and then go upstairs where— oh! Bug Lady! Hello! Now, you may be wondering why I'm calling this sweet, totally normal-looking woman Bug Lady, and don't worry, all will become clear in a moment, my sweet summer child. Alright, so we got the Bug Lady in the pit. You don't need to worry about that. Man, your arm looks a lot longer than normal, Marg. Damn, Marg, I didn't know you knew how to crawl like that. Ethan, what do you have to say about this?
Well, that's special.
Oh my god, he's become a Marvel protagonist. Jack, you're gonna want to see this. She's right behind me, isn't she? So again, for a reason that another person would care about, but not me, we make our way to the greenhouse to fight Marguerite, and she's completed the next step in her evolution. Her arms are longer, her face is more distorted, she has a hive right on her— oh, good heavens. Marguerite is a clever boss. She's trying to juke us out, catch us off guard. If you lay into her enough, she'll crawl away and hide herself in or on the walls and ceiling, appearing randomly to grab at you with her nasty, nasty arms. But Ethan won't let her win. If Ethan dies in this fight, he'll never see his sweet darling Mia again, and so he simply doesn't die. She's just yelling shit at us the entire time.
You scamper your way out of that!
Valuable input. If we shoot her in the redacted zone enough times, eventually she decides to become a statue, but not a good one because she falls apart almost immediately. Of course, Ethan has something rad to say about this.
Just fucking stay dead, okay?
Great. Okay, so again, no Mia here. Bummer. But by process of elimination, I guess she probably has to be with Lucas. Or I guess the grandma, but who am I kidding? She's just an old lady. There's no way she's that powerful and responsible for everything and actually the main antagonist of the story. That would be crazy. But before any of that, we have to do the boring ass plot shit that Zoe was trying to get us to do. Oh look, a baby in a suitcase. Oh look, a girl's room. Oh look, horror. Man, I bet the story of this game is really cool. All these scenes are so interesting. Too bad I don't care. Mia! Mia! Trying to make me engage with the plot, Mia! Where are you? Mia! Okay, so what's left to find? Lucas, right? Man, that guy just seems like a dick. I can't wait to face off against him and make him pay for taking my wife. That will be very satisfying. Lucas is something of a jigsaw himself, and by that I mean, dude, how did you have the time, resources, and foresight to put together all these insane traps and games that you won't even be here for? There are crates everywhere, some of which hold valuable resources, others of which hold fucking bombs. Allegedly, you can listen closely next to the crates for ticking, but I tried that a bunch of times and I didn't hear shit! He's got this kind of Venom Fight Club barnyard throwdown thing for you to go through, but at this point we've been mowing moldies down left and right, so we make quick work of these gooey assholes. Eventually, we get to a locked door with a keypad. Lucas pops in and tells us a bunch of lies about how to get in, so we have to figure out what the actual code is. Once we do, he tells us to get rid of every item in our inventory. No way, man, that would be so foolish. Can you imagine walking into a situation blind with no— oh, we're doing it? Ethan's putting his stuff into the bin and continuing forward? Sure, man, that's good, makes sense. Gotta get to Mia somehow. Huh. So what follows is a terrifying escape room full of mutilation, insults, and cake. The escape room requires us to successfully light a birthday candle and put it on a cake, but we have to navigate a few minor puzzles first to make it work. By the end of the puzzle, the room is supposed to fill with flammable liquid that ignites and burns us alive, but we have a secret trick no one was expecting. See, remember the sewer gators? Those paranormal investigators whose tape we found at the beginning of the game? Well, it turns out that they weren't all killed when they were discovered in the house, at least not immediately. One of them, the cameraman, was brought here to complete the very same challenge Ethan will, on original Lucas, and dies, unfortunately, RIP. However, by watching his tape, which Ethan also found, we can avoid certain steps in the process so that putting the candle on the cake doesn't kill us, and voila, we've won. Lucas is a bad sport though, so he throws a fucking bomb in the room to kill us. Hey man, I think you dropped this. Finally! Lucas is just on the other side of this wall, and we can finally get to him and kick his ass. Get ready, motherfucker! He's gone? You're telling me we went through all of that and we don't even get to shoot him a little bit? This is bullshit. 0 out of 10 game. I'm literally getting a refund right now. But no. If I get a refund, I'll never save Mia. And by this point, there aren't really many obstacles left to getting to her. Zoe says that she and Mia are in the boathouse nearby, and we make our way there with little issue. I guess the reason we've been wandering around is to make some kind of cure for something. Like I said, I really haven't been paying attention every time Zoe calls on the phone. Anyway, I guess Lucas had everything we needed to make 2 units of cure. 2 cure needles. 2 cures. I don't know how to... Anyway, we're almost home free when... Jack, we talked about this! Motherfucker! Take that gun, bitch! God, Gator, fucking damn it, you disgusting immortal piece of swamp shit! My beautiful wife is on the other side of that door, and if I don't get to her, I swear to God, I'm gonna burn your funhouse-ass Venom Mansion to the fucking foundations and literally eat every termite-infested plank left standing. You goddamn Akira Horror Show, big-ass glowing weak spot Zelda boss bitch! Why are you still alive, motherfucker? I have had about enough of this Jack guy, and I haven't been listening very hard, but I'm pretty sure the reason Jack keeps coming back is because of whatever disease this cure thing is meant for. So guess what, Jack? You're cured. Fucking okay. Now he's actually dead. Has to be. No way he comes back in some kind of DLC. Even if he did, Ethan wouldn't be there, so for all we care, he's finally gone. Oh my God, it's Mia and some other lady. Oh, it's Zoe. So, I have some bad news for you, Zoe. Ooh, sorry. Someone will probably, yeah, it's not personal, just my wife and, yeah, sorry, bye. God, that was awkward. Anyway, how are you? So glad we're finally done with all of, man, that's weird. Why is there a boat here? Motherfucker! Yeah, so I guess we're Mia for a bit. Lots of great lore revelations and setup for the next game, but here's the thing. We established earlier that we'd be viewing things through only Ethan's lens, but Ethan is trapped in a little mold wall right now, so we're skipping this part. We have a little dream sequence with Jack, and before you get upset about him being back again, it's different. This is the real Jack, I think. A loving family man who got caught up in something much bigger than himself and who was turned into a killing machine he never wanted to be. He blames it all on the little girl who showed up at their house and begs you to end it and save him and his family. How is Jack communicating with us? Through psychic mold, I think. Does this mean he's still alive? Anyway, through means we couldn't possibly understand, Mia somehow frees us from the wall. Thanks, Mia, I knew it was a good call to be your husband. She even brings us new weapons for some reason. Where did you get those, Mia? There's absolutely no way of knowing how Mia got a submachine gun. Nope. Maybe she found it. I don't know. She's probably not a babysitter like we thought, though. She tells us we have to end things before turning back into bad Mia, trapping us outside the ship. Fucking... Okay. I guess there's a little girl we have to kill. Fine. We fight our way through, like, a mine shaft, I guess. We're just trying to make it back to the house, to the place where it all began. Evie, this little girl, is just upstairs waiting to be taken out. It might feel weird to fight a little girl, but it's all we can...
You.
Grandma?
Why does everyone hate me?
Holy shit, it was the grandma! Things get out of hand at this point. Grandma turns into a massive monster and totally destroys the Baker house. We are vaguely aware of the sounds of helicopters as we're yanked around by molding tendrils, shooting randomly and desperately into Grandma's face, until finally we're thrown to the ground next to some weird futuristic gun. We get a call from someone unknown as we lay there telling us to use the gun. We pump Grandma with the rounds, and finally, really, truthfully, it's over. 10 billion husband points to Ethan Winters. The military comes through, though honestly, we've pretty much done all their job for them at this point, and it's revealed that the person who saved us is... I don't know this guy. I'm Ethan Winters. I wasn't a part of any of the other Resident Evil games. It's Chris Redfield, for anyone who cares, and I only bring that up because Ethan definitely gets to know him after this scene. But, for now, we get to watch as Ethan is finally whisked away to safety. Mia recovered from the ship and safe, ready to restart their life together. Ethan went through so much to get back to Mia. He lost his hand and his foot, at least temporarily, was mutilated and bit, swam, ran, climbed, and fell through terrifying conditions, fought monsters he had no business fighting, and through it all never lost faith. Sure, he's clumsy and underprepared and a little dorky, but above all, he's a good man who will do anything for the people he loves. And that is why Ethan Winters has won the title of Husband of the Year. Sure hope nothing else happens to him. Howdy, boneheads! If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This video was so much fun to work on. It's a little different from my normal video essays. I'd like to do more funny stuff in tandem with my more serious, introspective stuff. I want to give a shout out to Sarcastic Scribbles for her Ethan Winters drawing. I used it a couple times in this video and I really love it, so thank you so much. She's a great artist and I've worked with her before. I also want to shout out Beansprout on Instagram. The skulls that were in this video were originally sent to me as fan art, and I got Beansprout's permission to use them in a video. I really like them. I really appreciate stuff like that. If any of you have fan art that you want to submit to me, it means so much. I would love to see it. So thank you so much for watching. Buy the merch, become a member, like and subscribe. All that really helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Bye.